I'm having breakfast with Mary Lee. Yo-do-do-do-dee. I'm having breakfast with Mary Lee.
Happy 2023! It's a brand new year. It's a brand new week. Let's try not to get them dirty. And let's try our hand here at the Brain Buster. 20% of Americans will start doing this in January. Start doing what? Is it A, ending a relationship? B, looking into another job? Or C, start their Christmas shopping? Your answer's coming up in just moments. Hope you had a great New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Speaking of which, you know that you had too much fun at the New Year's Eve party if you have a new tattoo that says, "Do not resuscitate," or your chessboard is covered with pieces from your nativity scene. And you know you had too much fun at the New Year's Eve party if the tinsel on your tree has been replaced with yellow police crime scene tape. Oh, speaking of parties, a New Year's Eve party in the neighborhood pretty much turned into a regular marathon. I mean, people were coming and going, and at one point, a man knocked on the door, was greeted heartily, although no one knew who he was, and he was led right to the bar in the basement where the host was serving drinks. And he sat there happily for a couple of hours before a strange look dawned on his face. And he told the host who was sitting next to him at the bar, "You know, I wasn't even invited to this party. I just came over to tell you that some of your guests are blocking my driveway. My wife's been sitting out in the car waiting for me to get them moved." Yeah, I bet that went real well. This week is New Year's Resolutions Week. Of course, you know what the definition of a resolution is. It's something that goes in one year and out the other. Speaking of resolutions, according to Women's Day magazine, 77% of Americans keep their New Year's Eve resolutions for a week. 55% keep it for a month, and 40% are able to keep their resolution for 6 months. Microsoft says most resolutions are going to be broken by February. I think we just need to be realistic when it comes to setting resolutions. Like, I resolved to gain 10 pounds this year, and even though it's Diet Resolution Week, forget the diet. Just help your coworkers and those closest friends around you to gain some weight. That way you look thinner. And thank goodness we're away from those single-digit nights. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day were brutal. But no matter how miserable we were, I mean, what was it our parents used to tell us? Hey, there's always somebody worse off. Poor Buffalo. Sitting there with multiple layers of Long Johns and my furnace trying to keep things at 66. I quit my griping when I would see the films out of Buffalo and other places across the country that had it so much worse. It is funny, though, after those miserable nights, down in our kitchen where it's usually the coldest, it would be 62. I go, oh, well, that's not bad. I mean, it is 8 outside. And then how could you not think about those poor folks in Ukraine whose power grids have been demolished? All those families going without heat and electricity? Yeah, we've had it pretty lucky. And this week, the moderate temperatures, what a gift. I'm starting to see gnats flying around in the air. Really? And geese flying north. I couldn't believe it. It's like I wanted to yell, wait a minute, it's only January. Go back, go back. Were they that confused by the warm spell that, hey, spring's here? I doubt it. And thanks for your good thoughts about my lost phone. Nope, it never found its way home. I'm hoping that one day, months down the road, I stumble upon it out in the garage or somewhere stupid in the house, and it was there the whole time. But in the meantime, I'll be getting a new phone, reconnecting with the world. Although I have to say that not being connected, not hearing all those dings and notifications, very free feeling. I think me and my new phone will have a less clingy relationship. And this first week of the new year, our chain of Chex canisters are finding their way home. We'll be making an announcement soon how we did with our total and how many grants we were able to give. To those who hosted canisters, thank you Blue Ridge Hospice Thrift Stores, thanks Anthony Crozen, Buchicana, Chopstick Cafe, Creekside Grooming, thank you Patty, First Bank, Frederick County Circuit Court Clerk's Office, thank you Becky and Michelle, Gore's Fresh Meats and Deli in Stevens City. Thanks, Kylie and Levi. Our original canister hosts, H.N. Funkhauser, all those handy marts in Winchester, Frederick County, and Front Royal. Thank you, Riemann. Thank you, H.N. Funkhauser. Thank you, Handy Mart. Rott's Pharmacy. Thanks, Corey. Solon Burgers, Hardware. John and Patty, been there for us for a long time. Cassie Crozen at Jazzercise Winchester Fitness Center, thank you. And if you'd still like to help out the campaign, it's not too late. Remember our Chain of Checks website, chainofchecks.com. There's a little donate button right there if you'd like to help out. But thank you so much for an incredible campaign. Again, details forthcoming. Alrighty, before we close out the first podcast of the new year, the Brain Buster. 20% of Americans will start doing this in January. What is it? A, ending a relationship. B, looking into other jobs. Or C, starting their Christmas shopping. And the answer is C, starting their Christmas shopping. Thanks so much for spending this time with me on the podcast. Remember the website, breakfastwithbarrylee.com. Best way to communicate is by email, breakfastwithbarrylee@gmail.com. And in closing on New Year's Resolutions Week, the words of Jim Moore Jr., who said, "Wouldn't it be neat if in the new year all your troubles lasted only as long as all of your resolutions usually do?" Blessings.